Nicole Karkic joins me now. Partner, what can you say about this Halloween? If you were trick-or-treating, say you were 7 or 8 years old, out with mom and dad, brother or sister, wouldn't you still be excited about it, despite whether the fact it was raining and windy? What do you think?
I think if I was a kid, I'd be excited about it, Gary, but I don't think we can say the same about the parents.
No, that's true.
I know, but if you look behind me, as Gary was talking about, it's a scary looking radar. We've got rain, I mean, pretty much all over the place with the exception of that dry slot that Gary was talking about. Rainfall warnings in play, sort of areas around North Bay, Haliburton, in through Cottage Country, Sudbury is included. This is the forecast into Saturday morning, so it is going to linger into tomorrow. We've seen the bulk of it already around the Greater Toronto region. It's just still going to be steady through the overnight, but we got the heaviest rains earlier today. But if you're in North Bay, that's where we're seeing 30 to 45 millimeters. The bigger part of the story into tomorrow is the winds. Wind warnings in place in all these areas that we've painted orange. Gusts are going to be over 70 kilometers an hour. So if you look at these colors right here, we get into those darker burgundies. That's what happens for Friday. So the good news is the rain's clearing out. The bad news is the winds are going to be a factor. So if you have any sort of Halloween decorations outside that you think will blow away, bring them in tonight. Now, speaking of the windy weather, we saw that in through Western Canada.
Friend Nicole Karkic, not in costume this year. We decided not to do it, but we might be perhaps looking towards doing that again next year with some creative ideas. We saw some great costumes today, wouldn't you say?
You're right, Gary, and I think next year we do have to consider getting together a really good costume. But I was doing some research, and apparently one of the top costumes this year was zombies. I don't know why, but I guess they're really popular, but that was one of the top picks. Here's the wind warnings that we have in place. So it's going to be a very windy day. This is into your Friday from Cottage Country. The shores of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron are going to see some of the strongest winds, but also note near Niagara Falls and close to Kingston as well, and up through the St. Lawrence, it is going to be quite nasty. So anything you think is going to fly away, like any Halloween decorations you have outside, bring them in. Looking at the colors, we start to look at this sort of maroon color. That's gusts up to 70 kilometers an hour. It starts to ease for Saturday, so notice those colors are starting to diminish, but we're also dealing with a little bit more rain. Rainfall warnings in place, painted in green. North Bay is going to see an additional 30 to 45 millimeters, but in southern Ontario, just a little bit of drizzle left behind. Let's take you to this next. I agree, clowns are a little bit scary. I'll go with you, Gary, next time. Keep you company. It won't be as scary. Looking at the wind warnings through the St. Lawrence, yeah, that's going to be the story on Friday. Gusts over 80 kilometers an hour. And this is our Friday afternoon forecast, just reinforcing that this is sort of the bigger deal with this storm now. And then it moves into Atlantic Canada, where we're seeing a lot of rain. Coming up, we're going to talk about the snowfall forecast for Alberta.